Hello, Dalton Nation. Ever wonder why the FDA is encouraging people to get the COVID-19 vaccine, but they haven't formally approved it yet? It is the most discordant part of the US government's response to COVID-19. Even as the CDC and virtually the entire scientific community are urging, pleading with even, Americans to get vaccinated, the government has not formally approved any vaccine. The Food and Drug Administration has instead given only emergency use authorization to the shots for Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. That's a temporary form of approval that allows people to receive the shots while the agency continues to study their effectiveness and safety. The difference between emergency authorization and full approval does matter. Right now, the military, schools, and other organizations cannot easily require vaccinations. The lack of FDA licensure leaves schools, colleges, businesses in a legal quandary. Lives are at stake, and that the issue should be receiving more media coverage than it is. The situation also feeds uncertainty and skepticism among those Americans who have not yet gotten a shot. Those skeptics are effectively taking the FDA at its word. They don't have enough safety data yet. The strangest part of all of this is that the FDA's official position does not reflect its leaders' actual views. They agree with the CDC and other scientists that Americans should be getting vaccinated as soon as possible. The FDA conducted a rigorous and thorough review of the vaccines before allowing them to be given to people, and that the Pfizer vaccine meets FDA's highest standards for safety and effectiveness. Why then hasn't the FDA taken the final step for formal approval? It is following a version of its traditional cautious process for vaccine approval. That process has historically had some big advantages, reducing the chances that Americans end up taking a faulty drug. To move much more quickly would risk undermining the public's confidence in the FDA and, by extension, the medicines it approves. Personally, I think the FDA's leaders have failed to understand how most Americans really think about the vaccines. It is different from the way that scientists and epidemiologists do. It is less technical and based more on accumulation of the publicly known effects. FDA officials are acting as if most Americans are experts in the nuances of their approval process and will be shocked if the agency expedites it. In reality, many Americans know almost nothing about the process, but some are understandably confused by the mixed messages that the FDA is sending. Hundreds of millions of people around the world have been vaccinated. Tens of thousands of them were followed for months in clinical trials, and FDA officials have repeatedly urged other Americans to get vaccinated. In the history of medicine, few, if any, biologics, vaccines, antibodies, molecules have had their safety and efficacy scrutinized to this degree. Yet the agency still has not given formal approval to those same vaccines. Big cost, few benefits. Think of it this way. In the highly unlikely event that the evidence were to change radically, if, say, the vaccines began causing serious side effects about 18 months after people had received a shot, Americans would not react by feeling confident in the FDA and grateful for its caution. They would be outraged that the top officials had urged people to get vaccinated. This combination means that the FDA's lack of formal approval has few benefits and large costs. The agency has neither protected its reputation for extreme caution nor maximized the number of Americans who have been protected from COVID. In the meantime, more Americans may get sick from COVID. About 34% of Americans who are eligible for the vaccines have not yet gotten a shot. The number of new cases has roughly tripled this month, largely because of the Delta variant. The number of deaths has almost doubled in the past 2 weeks. What do you think? Should the FDA just pull the trigger and formally approve the COVID vaccines? Let me know in the comments below.